Let's look at the Computable News platform in some more depth. I'm going to show you the kind of apps that you can build to use the entities that we've extracted and linked from news stories. Shorty uses the Computable News platform to summarise news stories. Here's a story from the Sydney Morning Herald. Our system has automatically identified names from the story, including Malcolm Turnbull and again Turnbull here in the headline. And while this display might look fine on a desktop screen or if I've got time to read at my leisure, but say I want to move to a mobile device or need to absorb the news quickly, then I need to be more selective about what I'm reading. When I move the slider here, the system compresses the story by showing only some of the sentences, and so we get the details in less reading time. The system also clarifies names where it can, changing Turnbull to Malcolm Turnbull because we know that they refer to the same entity. Our platform is designed to understand written news, but what if we could integrate more closely into the writing workflow? The Proof of Concept editor injects our state-of-the-art natural language processing technology into the writer's tools. And as we type, entities are found in the text and underlined. What the system does is to link the names to the right Wikipedia pages, and the entity profiles are listed on the right hand of the screen on this entity stack here. Resolving identity is critical here, as this lets us access facts and information quickly about the entity that we can then use in the writing process. So here, notice that I've typed in the partner macro using curly braces, and what the system does is to autocomplete the appropriate facts from Wikipedia into the text. Putting humans in the loop this way is really important. We can check and correct system output, but also collect data that we can feed back into the system and improve its accuracy. The editor is a really powerful way of integrating structured information into the writing process that lets us produce rich and detailed stories. Our platform finds and links people mentioned in news stories and identifies the relationships between them. We wanted to think outside the box about what you can do with a platform like this, and we came up with a game that tests your news trivia knowledge. To play, simply guess how the 4 names on screen are connected. If you're stuck, we can peek at the answers. So what we find is we get some genuinely interesting insights into how people in the news are connected to one another. Here's another example, this time from New South Wales politics. We had to look up David Ip, but he's a former commissioner for the New South Wales Independent Commission Against Corruption. We like to think of AMP as an automatically generated game over 2 decades of data. Zoom extracts and links entities in the Fairfax News Archive. We're also interested in turning that focus outward. So what Herald stories are people reading? And what are people sharing on Twitter? To explore this, we developed a proof of concept tool called Insight. This shows page view trends and also Twitter sharing over different time periods. In this monthly view, Australia is really prominent, as you'd expect. And here on this chart, we've got the volume of Twitter shares of stories mentioning the entities. And again, Australia is popular here. But here's something a little bit unexpected. Notice here this huge spike at the beginning of May 2013 for Twitter sharing. And those stories mentioned the entity Myer, the department store. We can see an almost identical trend for sharing of Medicare articles. And with a little bit of digging, we found that this was driven by the Myer boss's comments about the National Disability Insurance Scheme. People read these stories and shared their disagreement. So what Insight has uncovered here is a viral event, but viewed differently through the people and organisations involved in the story.
There's no secret that media is in a transformation process. Technology is a key role to play in it. And this is just another weapon for helping us understand our content better.